It's a bunny. She's in time. So what's the best prank you've ever done on someone?
Oh my goodness, the best prank I've ever done? I don't know, because I don't usually do. It's probably just the old, hey, your shoe's untied, when it's not. I'm not very creative about that. I almost put March 32nd on my board, but I didn't. Should I do that before my kids come in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that before my kids come in.
So what's the worst prank that's happened to you?
Worst prank that's happened to me? I don't know. Probably when someone tells me that there's a spot on my shirt, and when I look down, they do that one. That's an old-fashioned one. But that's, yeah. Or I think my kids have told me they're in big trouble. Like they got in big trouble at school, and I haven't been. They've done that to me too.
What would be the best prank that you've heard about?
The best prank? Well, okay, I saw this one where it was Gordon Ramsay, the chef. His daughter did the thing where he had to look in the water bottle and she squeezed it in his face, but then she took an egg and smashed it on his head too. And then she took off running. So I thought that was a good one. And I wouldn't want it done to me, but I thought it was funny that it was done to him.
What is the best prank you've ever done to somebody?
So I guess as a teacher, the best prank I ever did was one time one of my classes wasn't doing real great on their vocab test. So I told them if they all got A's and B's, I would bring in candy the next Monday. And they did it. They all studied and they all got A's and B's. So I went to bring in candy on Monday and realized it was April Fool's Day. And so instead of bringing in candy, I brought in Oreo cookies. And so I took 3 of the cookies and cut out the center, like inside the center of the white, and filled it with mayonnaise. And then I passed out the cookies and gave everybody 2 Oreos. And then I chose 3 particular kids who were always talking in my class and gave those 3 boys the Oreo mayonnaise cookies. And so they were sitting there and like, everybody's happy and eating their Oreos and thinks they're all good, except those 3 boys who got the really gross ones, and they were like sitting there and like looking at everybody else, and everybody else is happy and looks normal, and they're like tasting the mayonnaise and trying not to throw up and like trying not to show that something's wrong because everybody else looks normal. And so like finally I couldn't take anymore and just started dying, and one of the girls got up and she came up to my desk and was like, "Did you poison their Oreos?" And like I just lost it and started dying laughing, and then those 3 had to run to the trash can or the bathroom to spit them out. Every once in a while I see them in town and they say they still don't eat Oreos.
And what is the worst prank that has happened to you?
I don't know that I've had anything really bad happen. Probably the best one somebody did, or my students did, because students tend to do a lot of them. You guys know I have tons of books in the back. The whole wall is a bookshelf. I came in one April Fool's Day, and they had taken every single book in the bookshelves and put them backwards. Every single book. And that's a lot of books. So that was kind of funny, but it wasn't bad. It's just funny.
Well, thank you, Miss Noah. What is the best prank that you've done to somebody?
Best prank I've done to somebody when I was in college, we would have morning workouts, and there was about 12 inches of snow on the ground. It was like 10 degrees, and it was about a mile walk to where we worked out. And I told my buddies that, which I already knew that it was canceled, practice was canceled, and I told my buddies we still had practice. So they went, and they had to hike through all the snow, and they got over there, and there wasn't any practice.
All right, what is the worst prank that's ever happened to you?
Worst prank that's ever happened to me? A friend of mine, and I'll just say his name, Mr. Sackstetter, who used to be the AD at the high school, stole my car and hid it from me and said that it was stolen. Of course, this went on for about 3 or 4 days, and then finally it reappeared. So that was quite interesting.
And what is the best prank you've heard of?
Best prank I've heard of. This actually happened to me. It was a pretty good prank, I guess. Me and my wife were home, and a friend of mine who was in law enforcement showed up at our house with the lights on, banging on our doors. So that was definitely got our attention. So
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Peters.
thank you.
What's the worst prank that's ever happened to you?
Probably when my stepdad put the green hot sauce on my chip, and I was paying attention to my phone, and I ate it, and I couldn't eat any of my food afterwards.
And what is the best prank you've ever heard of?
Tying someone's shoes without them looking.
It's right here. Andrew, look over there. Where did he go? Mr. Peters, what is the...
One listens, one reads, one listens, okay?
Never mind,
Just very quickly.
best prank that's ever happened to you? Stop.
What are you doing?
Best prank you've ever done to somebody?
I tied somebody's shoes.
No, no.